It's weird growing up with a dad who's there, but not really. Like, you see him every day, but it's like you're invisible. He eats, he sleeps, he's in the house, but when he looks at you, it's like he's looking through you, like he never really sees you. And people would usually assume that I had it good because he didn't leave. But sometimes the kind of dad that stays can hurt just as much as the one that walks away. So yeah, my dad wasn't absent. He was in the house, but he wasn't really a positive influence in the house. I'll be honest, I was really afraid of him for a long time. And I had reason to be honest. He was quite violent. He used to hit us, he used to shout at us, and he was strangely really quiet sometimes and cold and disconnected. Like, he never said he was proud of me, he never said he loved me, and he actually never asked me how I was doing, like ever. So I grew up in a situation where I kind of just had to learn how to read his moods instead of expressing mine. Like, I vividly remember just hearing his keys in the door and just immediately wanting to disappear. Like, immediately just wanting the ground to swallow me up. And that environment where you don't feel like it's safe for you to be seen, it's the kind of environment that trains you to shrink yourself. You kind of learn how to earn peace by like just staying as small and invisible as possible. And as a kid, you don't really know that it's like emotional neglect or it's like it's a bad thing. You just think it's normal. And for too long, I thought this was normal, to be honest, to be afraid of your dad and to not really have a relationship with him. Because when your dad doesn't show you affection or care, you start thinking that you must be the problem. Like, I honestly thought that he didn't like me because there was something wrong with me. Like, he wasn't happy with me because I was weird or I was annoying or if I was strange. And for a long time, I was like stuck chasing like love and attention from other people, and I'd do it by performing. So I'd try and be good enough to get a reaction. I'd try to get attention at school by misbehaving to try to get some reaction so someone could say something to me. And it never really came. And that lack of attention, it kind of made me just feel like I wasn't good enough in general. And I think psychologists call it like invisible rejection or something like that. It's kind of when someone doesn't abandon you, but they just kind of make you feel unwanted while staying close to you. It's quite strange. But that kind of confusion really sticks with you because how do you heal from something that kind of, technically didn't happen? Because of course he did have his times where, he would try to bond with me and my siblings. Like, he would take us out to football or he would buy us some McDonald's or something, but he wouldn't talk to us. He'd kind of just talk at us, tell us off, or, tell us to be quiet or something like that. There wasn't really any sort of connection, and it made me feel confused. And what became even more confusing was when I realized later in life that I was becoming just like him. I was mimicking his coldness, I was mimicking his sadness, I was mimicking his like lack of emotion. Because since I wasn't showing any of these positive feelings, I didn't know how to show them either. I'd shut down in arguments with my friends and family and with my girlfriend, and I'd avoid showing any emotion. I'd just act like nothing bothered me. I was extremely nonchalant. It's kind of like I inherited his emotional habits without even realizing it. And now, doing my own research, I know this is because a lot of your mental health is genetic, it's in your DNA. And I knew this was a big problem for me when I realized that the people that I loved in my life didn't know that I loved them. They started to feel like how I felt when I was younger, unseen and unvalued. But over time, I've really made it my duty to try and unlearn a lot of the bullshit that he taught me. Try and become a better version of him. Try and break the cycle of whatever the hell he passed down. And I've got to the point now where I no longer see him as this monster, this big scary figure. Mainly because he's no longer here, he passed away, but also because I realized he was just a really damaged human. I just started to see him as the broken man that he really was. The man who never knew or never learned how to grow, how to love, how to change. Because I know now that he grew up in a situation that there was no love. He grew up in a situation where he was abandoned by his parents. He was left in Nigeria while his parents came to the UK. And he had to fend for himself. So I stopped taking it personal because I realized he just passed down what he knew. But don't get confused, that doesn't excuse his behavior, but it does explain it. And for me, that's when things like forgiveness start to make sense to me, because at the end of the day, I'm doing it for myself. I'm choosing to forgive him so I can stop feeling bad, so I can stop carrying around his pain. Because I realized that holding on to all that pain and all those negative feelings that I did for years was just kind of keeping me trapped in the same state that I was, and in that same kind of coldness that I hated. So now I'm learning to show love, I'm learning to be vulnerable, I'm learning to express myself all over again. It's like being a kid. And I'll be honest, it's pretty scary. Because I think a big reason why our dads weren't able to be vulnerable with us is because they were afraid. they were afraid of what it would look like or what it would feel like for them to be vulnerable, for them to let down the mask and really allow us to know them. Because I don't think they would have believed that we would like what we saw when we did get to know them. So I'm trying to heal this inner child by checking in on my people, saying what I feel and letting myself care and letting go of the need to be seen as this, masculine alpha male figure, whatever the hell that means. And I'll be honest, it's uncomfortable as hell sometimes, but it feels real. It feels good to feel. And I guess this is what breaking generational curses and breaking cycles looks and feels like. It's uncomfortable. Literally teaching yourself how to be a person, teaching yourself how to love, teaching yourself how to care. These basic things that you should be taught when you're a kid. But if nothing else, I just want to be an example of the fact that you can heal from these things, that these situations and these environments that you're raised in don't have to define you. And if you do find this relatable, like you grew up with a dad who was similar to mine, I just want to remind you that you're not broken. Like, you're not broken for feeling the emptiness. You just never got what you deserved, which was love and understanding. Peace.